And I need to tell you my experiences with the divine matrix or energy field. I received numerous distance healings, and all of them were really amazing. I was healed from lower back pain, middle back pain, lumbar pain, with distance healing and with hands-on healing. In some times of stress or distress, two different people called me because they were so attuned with me that they knew that either I was really upset or I was really depressed. And all of them were very remarkable. But one of the most scientific ones is when I went to see Gregg Braden in a workshop after the Life Conscious Expo here in Los Angeles, 8 months ago, February 2015. And this is what happened. Gregg was teaching and showing us a technique, the heart focused breathing technique developed by the HeartMath Institute, in which you create a very deep and strong feeling of love, compassion and care. And you breathe this feeling, and you breathe out that feeling, and you focus on your heart. This technique is used by law enforcement to calm their brain because of the stressful work that they do. Gregg asked for a volunteer to do this technique. I forgot to tell you that this technique produces an entrainment between the brain and the heart. An entrainment means, in this case, that the brain will feel the calmness of the heart and works like wonder. I went to the stage, I sat down on a chair. Gregg put a sensor in the lobe of my ear connected to his computer, where there was a software that was going to measure the activity, my brain activity to this point, and put it in a graph. The line of the graph produced by the sensor was supposed to fall between these two blue lines if the experiment was successful, if my meditation was successful. When I went to the stage, I said, I've been practicing meditation since I was 19. It's going to be a piece of cake for me. And it really was. I felt all this energy of love and calmness, and my brain was calming down. However, within a few minutes, all of a sudden, my mind went blank. Actually, I saw a gray shield that looks like an energy blockage. As I explained you before, that they are gray clouds. I saw a very clear gray shield. And I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't know where I was. I had conscious that I was, but I didn't know. I was like kind of lost. Like trying to wake up from this bad dream where you know that you have to get up, but you can't. And a few seconds later, I recovered consciousness. I remember what I was supposed to do, and I kept practicing this heart-focused breathing exercise. At the end of the practice, Gregg complimented my practice, and he noticed that there was a little discontinuity, and he dismissed it because the line went very well between these two lines, the line of the signal of the sensor. And I am amplifying the discontinuity. This is a time when my mind went blank. And the experiment just started, because there was a second experiment unannounced. At the end of the experiment, as I was gathering my belongings, a young man came to me and said, stuttering, I'm sorry for what I did. Please forgive me. I said, what happened? And he said, when you were practicing the meditation, when the line was going up, I decided to test if the divine matrix exists. And what I did is I imagined that I was choking you. I did a headlock. And when I opened my eyes, because Gregg's computer was connected to the big screen, everybody, the 100 people in the workshop saw this experiment. I saw that the line was going flat. That means that you were doing nothing when it was going so well. I got scared, the young man told me, and I stopped doing it. And the line started going up. What do you think about that? He wanted to do a science experiment to see if the divine matrix, if this biofield of energy exists. And that wasn't any better. He couldn't get any better of experiment. I said, my friend, don't you even worry. As an energy healer, that was one of the most wonderful science experiments I ever seen. Can you imagine what the world will be? Not with this guy choking me, but if we live with the consciousness that everything that we do affects everyone else, like in quantum mechanics, that I will talk a little later, what the world will be if we send love and peace to people to whom we have challenges. Instead, what do you think we have so many wars and natural catastrophes? This energy field has been named since immemorial times by different races with many names. All natives from all continents call it Mother Earth, and they knew the connection that humans have with Mother Nature, with the animals, with the stars, with everything. It was called the Matrix by Max Planck, the father of quantum physics. In the 1900s, the term ether was very popular. It was used for physicists and for Einstein by Paramahansa Yogananda, a yogi from India who brought a scientific meditation technique. The divine matrix that Gregg Braden popularized this term with his book and create great awareness in the world. Dr. Adam MacLeod calls it the field of information because this is the way that he connects with the field, and he sees an interchange of information. The Akashic records. The bioenergy field is the way that I like to use, the term that I like to use for energy healing, and many other terms. The Force, the Holy Spirit. And this is my interpretation, what the world will be if we practice these principles, if we are conscious that we connect to each other and we can influence each other. We see the animal kingdom connecting energetically with us and with nature, and a beautiful nature, not the nature that is devastated by cutting trees and burning places, by wars and things like that. This is the world that we have to head to.